I'm Jenny Granger, and this is the latest in my series of Create a Life You Love videos. It's Monday morning at about 10:30. It's June the 19th or 18th or something like that. And I'm out with the dogs. If you hear any strange noises, that's Samson and Delilah playing and swimming, having a lovely time beside us. We're having a gorgeous morning. It's beautiful weather here. And I'm in County Down, even though it may look like I'm in France. So thanks, Lila. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about a really important thing when you're wanting to create a life you love, which is gathering evidence. It's very wet here, it's sprayed. Gathering evidence for your new life. So by this stage you'll have seen the videos so far, hopefully, which are really sort of helping you to get very clear about what you want from your life, what changes you want, what it is that you don't like about your current life, and what that's telling you about the life that you would really love to live. We've talked a little bit about all sorts of different things, but one of the key points here is about believing that it is possible for you to have a new life. So, for example, if you had asked me 12 years ago, would it be possible for me on a Monday morning regularly to be out walking the dogs in beautiful parts of the world and just taking it easy while everybody else has commuted into work and is sitting at their desks this morning? I would have said no, absolutely not, because my belief system told me that you had to work 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and you had to work really hard, and that's how you earned a living. The strange noise now beside me is Lila chewing a stick. Never work with children and animals. Anyway, so gathering evidence. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that for us to make any change in our lives, we have to believe that it's possible for us. And one of the simplest ways of doing that is to look around and see who else has made the change that you want to make. So, for example, as part of the reason I make these videos, to inspire other people to set themselves free from maybe jobs that they don't like, countries they don't like, relationships they're not happy with, whatever it is, to create a life you love. I believe very strongly, and I know this to be true from coaching people for 10, 12 years, that if it's possible for someone else, then it's possible for me. So if it's possible for someone else to move to France and start a new life there like I want to, then it's got to be possible for me. And gathering evidence that it is possible, that other people have done whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's swimming the Channel or climbing Mount Everest or leaving your job, gathering evidence and having examples, having proof that this is possible helps to build a belief system in your mind that says it is possible, and that then helps to allow the change to happen much, much easier. If you don't fundamentally believe that something's possible, it ain't gonna happen. Or if you don't believe that you're worthy of it or you deserve it, that also can block it. But gathering evidence is such a simple thing to do. So, for example, you now have evidence, you've watched this video, you now have evidence that, some people don't go to work every Monday morning. They don't go into jobs that they're not enjoying, some people being Jenny. And that it is possible, if it's possible for Jenny to have freedom in her life and to get soaked by the dog, then it's possible for me. And so for me at the moment, what I'm doing with the new life that we're moving towards in France, I started probably back at Christmas was really the first time when the idea of this being actually possible started to crystallize for me and for Owen. And so one of the things I did was I started to look around me. I started to, every time I went to France, to the Dordogne, I started to see all around me people who had already done this. I mean, there's loads and loads of people who have moved to France and who have started new lives in France, both from Ireland, from the UK, from Denmark, from Germany, all over the world. So if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. In fact, it's even more possible for me because a lot of the people that I've met out there who have moved out there don't even speak French, you know, so I've got that at least. And so gathering evidence, I then started to find books about people who had done it. So books like Peter Mayle's A Year in Provence. I'm reading one at the moment which is called The Piano in the Pyrenees by Tony Hawks. Just any books that I can get my hands on at the moment about people who have done what I want to do. I'm also watching videos. I'm watching programs on TV like A Place in the Sun. Programs like that, which are actively actually about people who are starting new lives. And as I do all this, I'm just bolstering my belief that this is totally possible. Of course, if it's possible for them, it's possible for me. And all I need to do is I need to get it into my head and get the belief system in place that says that it's possible, and take whatever action. Sorry, I'm just watching what's going on in the background here. Take whatever action is actually required to make that happen. So one of the things that was a slight obstacle for me was the language thing. I do speak French, but it's rusty, and you know, the thought of doing lots of bureaucracy in France and filling out forms and buying houses and things was slightly nerve-wracking. So what action am I taking? Well, I'm going for some conversation classes just to refresh my conversational French with a French speaker in Belfast. So there's so many things that you can do, but the gathering of the evidence, getting proof that this is possible for someone else, and it doesn't matter what it is. There's very few things that you would be thinking of changing in your life right now that somebody else hasn't already done. And one of the other things that's really important when you're gathering evidence as well is then talking to people, you know, talk to someone who's done it. Finding role models, not necessarily, well, role models is too strong a word. There is a methodology called modeling. And I don't mean like modeling as in posing. I mean modeling as in finding other people who have done what you want and then modeling their behavior. So what is it that they believed that you need to believe? What thoughts did they have that you need to have if you want to make that change? What have they learned? What experience have they got that you can use? So, you know, I'm emailing a lot of the people that we've met in the Dordogne, and I'm asking them questions. I'm picking their brains about buying property down there, about the move, you know, what's the biggest thing that they've learned from it? What would they do differently? All that stuff. And so modelling is a kind of a form of gathering evidence, getting inside somebody else's head who has already done the thing that you want to do. So I hope that helps. I hope that in some way maybe I might inspire you. Please subscribe to this channel and to this playlist if you want to be kept up to date. The up-to-date information about what's going on for us is the house is sold in Northern Ireland. We are actively house hunting online at the moment. We're heading back down to France in about 3 weeks, and we're going to be going to look at houses, which is really exciting. We're just organising removals. We're selling everything that we can, selling cars, and basically just simplifying our lives, organising our businesses so that we can work remotely, and taking whatever action we can, just step by step. People keep saying you must be really stressed. This is a huge move. This must be really stressful. No, we've made the intention, we've set the intention that this is going to be effortless and easy for us, and so we're just taking whatever action we can each day, and if that means clearing a kitchen cupboard and throwing away a few things, or clearing the roof space, or putting a car up on a website for sale, then that's what we do. Effortless and easy. So I'm going on for my lovely walk with these dogs. I'm almost tempted to go on for a swim there. It looks gorgeous. And I hope you have a fantastic day, whatever you're doing, and start to gather evidence of your new life, of what is possible for you. Because if it's possible for someone else, it's possible for you. Take care. Bye.